You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. R. Kelly has been one of the most successful figures in modern music. He's a multi-platinum artist whose influence spans decades, but recent years have been dominated by accusations, lawsuits, and a media frenzy that have overshadowed his musical legacy. But as we dig into the details, one question keeps popping up. Are these accusations really as they appear, or is there something more going on behind the scenes? What if the motives of his accusers are not as pure as we're being led to believe?
Out of my immediate family.
10 months after the incident, Carter signed a $650,000 settlement in which Kelly denied any wrongdoing.
To fully understand this situation, we need to rewind and look at the chain of events that brought us here. For years R. Kelly faced rumors and tabloid stories against him, but it wasn't until the rise of the Me Too movement that these accusations went from whispers to headline news. But did this all start as an outcry for justice, or were other interests at play right from the beginning? Let's not forget that some accusers initially approached R. Kelly outside of the legal system. Reports suggest that multiple individuals attempted to secure financial compensation in private before coming forward. When their alleged attempts at settling matters behind closed doors failed, only then did they move forward with public lawsuits. In other words, it appears that when they couldn't get money through blackmail quietly, they turned to the media and the courts to escalate their demands. What's even more questionable is how coordinated some of these claims seem to be. We see people coming forward at convenient times, almost as if waiting for the right moment to strike. Moments when R. Kelly was already facing public backlash and vulnerability. Think about it. Every time there was a documentary, a public incident or a new wave of criticism, new allegations just happened to surface. It's hard to ignore the possibility that some of these accusations might be opportunistic, capitalizing on a cultural moment where an accusation alone can ruin a career without the need for hard evidence, as evident in the already compromised court system that handled his case. And we can't talk about motives without addressing financial gain. High-profile lawsuits often come with big payouts. And let's not pretend that money hasn't played a role here. In fact, several of his accusers have been represented by attorneys such as Susan Logan's, known for targeting high-profile celebrities. These lawyers are not new to these types of cases. They know that taking on a celebrity, especially one with a big name as R. Kelly, can result in lucrative settlements and publicity media appearances. This is about more than justice. It's in fact about profiting from someone's downfall. And as if that isn't concerning enough, there are stories about how some accusers remained closely connected to R. Kelly even after the alleged incidents. Some of these individuals were in touch with him for months or even years. Now think about this for a moment. If someone was truly traumatized or abused, would they continue to be around their supposed abuser like Andrea Kelly, who even until today will not drop the Kelly name? This kind of inconsistency raises serious questions about the credibility of these claims and the intentions of the accusers. Azriel Clary, for example, speaks of an abusive R. Kelly that required her to dress a certain way and that locked her in rooms, but image evidence shows otherwise. In fact, R. Kelly took them shopping and to walks in the park, and in some pictures they are seen driving and having fun unsupervised in his Vanderhall. Meanwhile, it's also worth considering the media's role in all of this. Mainstream outlets capitalized on R. Kelly's legal troubles, painting him as a villain without waiting for trials or verified evidence. The portrayal of R. Kelly has been overwhelmingly one-sided, pushing a narrative that benefits media outlets through higher ratings and ad revenue while compromising his likelihood to get justice. The media wasn't just reporting. It was actively influencing public opinion. The court of public opinion in this case was all too willing to believe every allegation, and so did the jurors who had watched Surviving R. Kelly documentary. And that's dangerous because it undermines the idea of innocent until proven guilty. And this shows why we should always approach these claims against R. Kelly with caution, especially when we see patterns of financial interests, media influence, and contradictory behavior from the accusers. It's vital to consider whether this is about justice or opportunism, and to recognize how easy it can be for accusations to spiral out of control once they gain traction in the public eye. And speaking of attempted blackmail before coming forward, Azriel Clary, whose name has become well known over the years connected to the repeated allegations against R. Kelly and her recent revelations, opened up about her father's alleged intentions, suggesting he wanted to blackmail R. Kelly. Let's break this down, because if true, this should change everything.
Wait. Your parents encourage you to do sexual videos
Yes.
with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
For years, the story told to the public was one of innocence, where young women like Azriel were victimized by a powerful figure. However, in a recent confession, Azriel claimed that her parents had orchestrated parts of her relationship with R. Kelly, all with the goal of setting him up for blackmail. According to Azriel, her mother was the one pulling the strings from the beginning and coaching her on what to do and say, and hoping to catch R. Kelly in a compromising position for personal gain. This revelation casts a whole new light on the intentions and strategies behind the R. Kelly accusations. Was this a case of genuine victimization, or was it a carefully planned out operation by individuals close to Azriel who wanted a piece of R. Kelly's fortune? And if her father was allegedly willing to put his own daughter in a situation like this, what does that say about his motivations? Was he truly looking out for her well-being, or was he after something else entirely? It's no secret that R. Kelly's status as a celebrity with vast wealth made him a potential target. High-profile figures are often pursued by people who seek financial gain or notoriety. What's concerning here is how Azriel's father may have used her in this pursuit. Azriel herself has hinted that her father, and perhaps others around her, were not above manipulating her relationship with R. Kelly if it meant achieving their goals. This alleged strategy of putting his daughter in close proximity to Kelly and hoping to cash in through blackmail or other means raises serious ethical questions. This could actually explain why Azriel's narrative has changed over time, why she may seem conflicted or even inconsistent in her statements. Azriel's comments on their intention to blackmail R. Kelly suggest a much more complex web of influence and manipulation which had to fail first before they chose to play the victim card in the courts of law. At first we were told straightforward stories of abuse and victimhood by Mr. Kelly's accusers, but such confessions complicates that story. The media was quick to portray these women as victims, yet with these new details emerging, it seems that there may have been much more going on behind the scenes. It wasn't until the accusers failed at blackmail that they opted to use litigation as the alternative way to exploit the R&B king. According to Mary Ray, "I didn't know that racists still exist to this extent. But look at R. Kelly. He is a prime example of how racism can see a man brought down for no good cause. He ought to be released, for he is an innocent man who has only been framed and set up by his accusers with the help of government." According to Noel Rogers, "Basically, we all are truly praying for you, Robert Kelly. We praying for your release, your health condition and everything else. God will fix your situation so you can be able to have everything that you have lost in the past years. I really believe that God will bring back everything that you lost because you are God's child." If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.